3 keys to avoid common beginner mistakes. I have been teaching beginners for over 10 years, and there has always been 3 common mistakes that I found in their writing. In this video, I'll introduce these mistakes and work through them with you. Firstly, there are 3 common mistakes that beginners typically make while turning. Number 1. Looking down or locking their gaze downhill. Number 2. Not changing their direction after finishing their turns. And number 3. Leaning back while turning. Okay, now let's find out what is happening in these beginner mistakes and how we can solve them. 1. Where to look while turning. Beginners are typically looking down while turning. Since snowboarding is a balancing sport, if you are staring at an area very close to you, it'll be hard for you to maintain balance as you can't see what is coming towards you in the next few seconds. However, looking too far forward is also not a good idea as you can't see what is coming towards your feet. So try to look 3 to 5 meters away from your body so you can see your feet and the area around you at the same time. Beginners are also not looking in the direction they want to move. They're typically looking downhill or uphill while finishing their turns. I can understand that people want to be in a natural position to keep a better balance. If your face, chest, hips, and toes are aligned in the same direction, you will be in the best position that allows you to stand with a strong balance. With your gaze pointing downhill or uphill while finishing turns, your body naturally adjusts your balance over your board to slide straight down the hill. So, if your gaze is locked downhill or uphill while finishing turns, your board won't change directions, but instead it's going to go straight down the hill as a side slip. However, we want to move to the side to change our direction while riding down the hill. If you can look in the direction where the nose of your board is pointing while finishing a turn, then your body adjusts your balance with your board to go across the hill. And your board gradually starts moving towards the side of the slopes. This gaze control is actually what you are naturally doing as a human while running, driving, and so on. Here are more tips to lead your turns using your gaze. 1. Look ahead and look at where you want to start the turn. 2. Once your board starts turning, slightly look downhill until your board is aligned straight to the hill. And 3. Shift your gaze to the other side of the slope. Number 2. Direction to move between turns. Here, we will be discussing the gaze control from the previous section, but with a few aspect changes. Beginners who have just learned how to turn don't want to keep their speed while linking turns. So they try to control their speed after finishing each turn by turning their board and moving straight down the hill as a side slip. To start turning your board from this side slipping state, beginners typically fail by catching their downhill edge in the snow. They start turning by rotating their body and by leaning their body. But when their downhill edge catches the snow and they fall, they lean their body too much towards the downhill while side slipping. If your board is moving across the hill while starting a turn, you can't lean your body too much inside the turn arc due to the direction of your board. So this way of starting turns is safer than starting turns from side slipping. You can follow the next 3 steps to start your turns while going across the hill. 1. Aim to go farther across the hill after finishing each turn. 2. Focus more on rotating rather than leaning your body until your board points downhill. And 3. Use your front foot like a pedal to initiate the turn with your body standing straight. Number 3. Standing position during the turn. Beginners commonly lean back when their snowboard starts pointing downhill. It is because their speed is increased due to the snowboard going straight down the hill. If your posture is not straight over the board, turning your board into the direction you want by rotating your body will be very hard. Then your board will keep pointing downhill and increase in speed. To avoid this trouble, we teach them to put more weight on their front foot while turning. So even if you lean back from this weight position, your weight will stay centered while turning. With this method of starting your turn, you can also use your front foot to guide your board into the direction you want by twisting the board with your front foot. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and feel free to leave your comments below. Learn the world's best scientific coaching method based on coaching national level athletes. Watch all our tutorials by subscribing to the online training program from our website. Takashi Sato, Snowboard Dojo Wiz, your snowboard coach from Canada.